This is the Big O Show. 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 This
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2025 Acura Integra. $289 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines. #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, CuttersEdgePro.com does some amazing stuff, and there are the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. I gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. CuttersEdgePro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in that corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. See, getting some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla. Not 24,000, 20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on the new 2024 Acura ZDX, $299 a month. It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well and taking advantage of a Bitcoin dip. Anyway, yes, sir. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a Victory Monday, well, at least on the Dolphins side. You know, it's a little hurtful on the Panthers side right now. He did get a win in overtime, so that was good. So we had some winning. The Canes won over the weekend too to put themselves in position. Now they've Nothing done yet, but it's not easy. But we'll see if they get it done against Syracuse, and then we can start to feel pretty good about everything going on in the world of sports here in South Florida. Would be nice to see if the Canes can put themselves in position for the ACC championship game. Ah, yes. What is Big Osiris? What does that mean? What does Osiris mean? Do you understand what he means by that, Sean? No? Okay. All right. I have no idea. I just glanced at the chat board and I saw something, and I'm the Big Osiris. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it, I guess. I don't know. Insult, compliment, whatever. I'm used to all of them, so it's all good. I kind of roll with all of them as it is. So we got some stuff to talk about today on the show. Had a great weekend watching all the sports. Actually went to a sporting event as I went to see as I told you I would go see the Fort Lauderdale United on Saturday night. Damn, it was cold. Oof, South Florida wussies like me sitting out in the cold like that. Damn, that was rough. It was rougher that they lost right at the end of the game. That was actually rougher, but had a good weekend overall. Watching the games, and now we've got ourselves a beautiful Thursday, a really meaningful Thursday, and I think that's a good thing. And one of the storylines coming out of the win is Tua saying, it'll be great to go up to Green Bay and beat narratives, crush narratives, all of that. By the way, on Thursday, there are no narratives being crushed. Just, let's just kind of end this already right from the get-go, because fans go with it. And then the media starts writing the stupid stories about narratives and all of that shit. Let me give you an example. Okay. Let me explain something to you all out there. The Panthers. So for many years, right? The Panthers were soft. The Panthers, if they even made the playoffs, it would be a lot like the Dolphins. They would just get spanked and sent home in the first round. In fact, one year, just recently, they were so good, they were the number one team in the NHL in points. And they got eliminated right away. And we all looked at each other and said, well, they're soft. They can't play the type of hockey you need to play in the postseason. Was that not the narrative, Sean? Was that exactly? 2 thumbs up from the man, the myth, the legend. That is the Sean Stanley. And so, did they shed that when they came back against well, some of you that don't follow all sports, this is going to hurt you, of course. If you're an all sports guy like Sean and myself, then you are. But during that year, they fell behind like 4-0 against Boston and came back and won. Did that shed a narrative? No, they were still getting their asses kicked when push came to shove. So they won a big game for them. But what would happen every time they would face Tampa? They would lose. So was the narrative, shaken? No, not at all. But the last couple of years, what has happened now? They beat Tampa. They beat Boston. They go deep into the playoffs, and they even won a Stanley Cup. They shed that label once they started to do it on a habitual nature. So the only thing that's on the line on Thursday is a big game. The Dolphins don't win a lot of big games. They need to win this one. It's a big game for them, just to get them to 500, to then give them the platform to get to the playoffs. They still are not there yet, but that's a first step. There are no narratives being torn down at all. And I know how the media plays the game, because now they write you up or talk you up to then tear you down. But I'm going to do it all for you already. They've already been torn down. They are doing nothing except winning a big game, because for the Dolphins, Thursday is a big game. Thursday is a huge game. Thursday is the biggest game of Mike McDaniel's young career, because we've watched him fold in these games and come up short. He has to start trying to win these games on a consistent basis. And if you win this one, doesn't mean you can win big games. It means you won one. And for us as Dolphin fans, my God, the team finally won a big game. That means something. But it doesn't mean anything like in the really big picture. All it means is you're able to climb back to the point that maybe you can put yourself in playoff position. That's all it really is. It's just a big game to get you back on track. If you're legit, you got to add more wins on top of that, more quality wins, and maybe now start getting into the playoffs. But that's a long ways away. First, you've got to win a big game, a moment that you rarely do, a game in the cold that you rarely do, a game in prime time that you rarely do. It's not crushing any narratives. It's just taking a baby step in the direction of those narratives. Okay, you can have a lot of talent. The Dallas Cowboys have had some talent the last few years. They are the biggest choking mofos in the world. They have never crushed their narrative. Right? They've never been anything respectable post Jimmy Johnson. All they've been is some kind of talking point and just puppet for Jerry Jones. But in the end, we all know they're full of hot air, right? Because it's been decades now that they've been in this kind of a rut. And if they win a big game, they're not crushing any narratives. And neither are the Dolphins. There are no narratives to be crushed on Thursday. Just because they win doesn't mean all of a sudden they are going to start winning in cold weather. Just because they win on Thursday doesn't mean that they're a good team. It doesn't mean that they're going to win these kind of games constantly. It doesn't mean anything in that sense. It just means that you finally won a big game. That's it. That's all it is. It's a big game. It's a big moment for the team. It's a big moment for Mike McDaniel. It's a big moment for Tua, but it's only a moment. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't make it out more than that. The media will make it out more either way, if you lose or you win, because that's what they want to do. They need to talk it up more or bury it even more. Let's just keep it level-headed here, okay? This is a average to mediocre team that is trying to cross through that glass ceiling, and they can't. They have failed for 30 years to go through that glass ceiling. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Thursday night is the first step to try to get to that glass ceiling. It's the first step to try to crush narratives. It's the first step into getting into the point where you win a big game. See, the Panthers, even though they're in a funk right now, they've been winning all kinds of big games the last couple of years. And they won the biggest game of all, which is the championship. So they've crushed everything. That's how you do it. Not that you have to win the championship, but you do have to win big games against the best all the time. The Panthers can do that all the time. The Dolphins never do that. They've got to get to the point. Remember what we talked about. I'm consistent about this. It wasn't about beating Buffalo. It was about beating Buffalo consistently. They've dominated you like what is it? Josh Allen is 12-1, 13-1, I think it is. Okay, well, you got to get to the point where you're 8-4 against them. I don't know about 13-1. I wish, but you got to get to the point where you're 8-4 against them. Not 6-6, not 8-8, not 4-4. No. You got to have a winning record against them. That's how you prove that you're back to, that you're crushing those narratives, that Buffalo owns your ass. If you beat Buffalo once, you didn't beat the narrative, dude. You got to start beating them often to beat that narrative. You got to start winning the division often to beat that narrative. You got to win in cold games often to beat that narrative. You got to win big games often to beat that narrative. There are no narratives on the line at all on Thursday. None whatsoever. All it is a big game, a big moment for the Miami Dolphins. It's another game for Green Bay. But for the Dolphins, it's just maybe a big-ass moment for them to see if they have any kind of ability, talent, toughness, mental toughness, physical toughness to start to step up into that stage. The stage that the Green Bay Packers have been in for decades now. The stage that the Dolphins have been out of for decades now. See, Green Bay is in the middle of developing their third franchise quarterback. So they're way ahead of us. Way ahead of us as a franchise. It's not even close. No narratives on Thursday. Just a big game. That's it. Big moment. And let's see if they can get it done. Captain Saki, thank you, sir, for being number one on the chat board there in Tarpon Springs. What else do we have here? Steve Chapman in. I haven't had much to complain about the last couple of games. Let's hope it continues. Looking for a big win Thursday. Let's go. NorCal, puffin' and puffin'. Stephen Harris is in. Brandon Flood, One-Eyed Jack, Chef Jew. Let's see. Jeff in Long Island. I think Waddle heard your rant on him. Nice game yesterday. Again, hasn't shattered any narratives yet. Nice game. He's still not earning his money. He's still not playing up to his ability. But that was a nice start. We need a hell of a lot more from him. If Tyree can't be himself, Waddle has to step it up. Finally, he did, and we need him to continue. Still had a brain fart, but that's kind of typical of him. Jay Gelfin is in the house. True Fin fan in. Bill McCraney. One bad play by Tua. He should have thrown the ball away instead of. It's not a bad play. It's a stupid play. He keeps putting himself in harm's way, Bill. That's the part that pisses me off. That's the one thing that keeps pissing me off about Tua. And he is a absolute knucklehead when it comes to that. You know, I know he can play. I know he's a passer. I have never, ever wavered in any of that. But, man, it is frustrating to see how he is as reckless as it gets with his health. Sucks. That's why you have to get a quarterback in the offseason. You have to have a quarterback in the offseason. One way or another, you need to have a guy that's pretty damn responsible and can win games for you. The job for the Miami Dolphins next year is to have the best backup quarterback in the NFL. Because sadly, they have an irresponsible starter who refuses to take care of his body. And since he doesn't have a body that can take any kind of pounding, so he's eventually will get hurt. He easily could have blown out his shoulder on that sack. Easily. and Skylar Thompson would have never been able to show his face again ever in South Florida. His ass would have been in witness protection and get his ass out of here completely. Because if he couldn't even hand off and he gets your franchise quarterback injured on the next play because his incompetent ass can't hand off, brother, he can't even show up anywhere in South Florida. So, yeah, it's scary. But the Dolphins must have the best backup quarterback in the NFL next year. They have to have him. They have to have a guy that is the 26th starter in the NFL. I know, and I'm going to hear the whole Daniel Jones thing. No shot they get Daniel Jones because Daniel Jones is going to go somewhere where he competes for a starting job. But, you know, let's not be logical. Let's see. True Fimp, I'm not sure if you saw my question yesterday. Who does McDaniel think he is to bench Tua for the very backup that can't play? Like, I know, but that's McDaniel's fault. That's why McDaniel's a bad coach, because he's had a guy around him for nearly 3 years and the guy can't play and he doesn't know that. That's why everything that Tua is doing has nothing to do with McDaniel. Tua carries McDaniel. So that's the way I look at it. The only good thing that McDaniel did for Tua was that he believed in him. And Tua needed that because you can't play or work or be around people that don't believe in you. That's counterproductive. Lucas, time to release Beckham and give Washington and Craycraft more playing time. I agree 100%. Why is Julian Hill still playing? Why is Tanner Conner got a roster spot on this team? Why is Odell Beckham still playing when Washington is a much better player at this point? I just want Washington on the field, period. And Craycraft definitely is a much better football player. It's just like they're trying to justify it. Let's see. Tua in Green Bay will be very fun to watch. There'll be a lot of touchdown scoring. Let's hope so. And let's hope our guy does it all. Brooklyn Rob is in the house, enjoying the Avalanche pump. There you go. Took some profits. Good for you. So you got you're rolling with Suey also, Brooklyn Rob. I know you're a Suey guy also. Let's see. South Florida fan in. Dr. Mario. Old dirty bastard used to call himself that. Big Osiris. Oh, really? I did not know that. Rest in peace, old dirty bastard. Let's buy the dip. Already did. Why is Thompson and Hill still on the team is beyond me. Yeah. I don't get it. Ian from Brooklyn. Cyrus is the movie from, but he said Osiris. Yater Castro. Frankie Fresco. Dolphin Dave. Beat Green Bay, that means something, and then win a playoff game, then we'll believe. Go Dolphins. Exactly. But you got to beat Green Bay just to get the right for the rest of the season to mean something. In order for that San Fran game to mean something, you got to win Green Bay. Simple. In order for the Texans game to mean something, and both those teams aren't nearly as good as you thought they were at the beginning of the year. Although San Fran will probably be healthier, at least for Miami. But still, those two games don't mean shit if you lose on Thursday. Because deep down inside, you already lost pretty much all the confidence. By now, the only fans that are acting super confident are those blind ass fans that, they think they're going to win 14 games every year. They can't ever really deal with reality. They just try to convince themselves of everything positive and all that kind of bullshit, that kind of stuff. But most of us that are logical, you kind of know, okay, same old Dolphins. But you win on Thursday. and you got a chance to kind of change that stuff. You got the platform now. You lose on Thursday, hope is gone. It's done. Officially, I guess. Let's see. What else do we have here on the chat board? Omar Geiner, Alex Palenzuela, Ray Sosa, Baseball with Jut, Ryan C. Fins fan. Yes, Victory Monday does feel good. Damn right. Although we need the Panthers to get back on track. Carlos Alberto, Andy Dalton or Jameis Winston would be nice. Randy Gonzalez says, what's up, Bo? Hope all is well. Is it safe to purchase Bitcoin through Cash App? I remember you saying they don't charge you a fee to send it to your cold storage wallet. Yes, swan.com. Swan, if you buy off Swan instead of Cash App, I think it's slightly less the fee on the buying, and both sending to your cold storage wallet is free. So Cash App and swan.com. Okay? Both are easy, but I think the fee on Swan is even a little less than Cash App. They don't charge you a lot, so it's fine. Take advantage of the dip. Is it still at 95 something? Let's see, because something tells me this thing is going to pop. 95.423. It actually went down a little bit more. It's a beautiful thing. This might be the last time you get Bitcoin under 100,000. It's crazy. Not a financial advisor, of course. Also, I did the roundups with the debit card. So far, pretty sweet. There you go. There you go. It's not free Bitcoin, but yes, it's great. It's a great way to invest with the Cash App roundups. Great way. A-Rod, thank you for the love on the super chat. Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. And on a dip, which we love that, nothing like that, you can do that also, and you can make a donation through PayPal. We tell you that because we get 100% of the donation, whereas the super chat here on YouTube, stinking YouTube takes 30%. A-Rod says, I'm questioning Chris Greer trying to trade Calais Campbell. He has changed his mind about winning this year. No, you do the responsible thing. You go, I would have made the trade, by the way. For the record, I would have gotten the 5th rounder. For the record, I would have made the trade. The GM goes and gets the best deal. The fact he got a 5th rounder is awesome. I thought maybe a 6th or 7th. Then he listened to the coach who wants to hang on to the player because he wants to make this run. So that's what happened. I don't know what to tell you, my brother. I like the front office a lot. I wouldn't make a change in the front office. The only thing I would change, like I tell you, is the coach. I like the talent overall, but I'm not going to tell you I'm going to agree with everything they've done because I think I did not want to guarantee X, right? I mean, I'm sorry. Well, that's another one. I wanted to trade X a couple of years ago. They didn't. Would I have guaranteed Tyreek all this money? No, they did. Would I have traded Calais Campbell? Yes, they didn't. What do you want me to do? Doesn't mean I disagree with them. Fire them all. I love these guys. I think overall they've done a really good job talent-wise. This team should have 4 more wins on their record. It's the coach I have a problem with. Now, again, for 100th time already, I cannot argue with you when you say, well, they hired the coach. That's where my hands are tied. You know, I like the talent. I just don't like the coach. What can I tell you? You know? It is what it is. So you and I, A-Rod, are going to disagree on that. I think Chris Greer did the right thing in trying to find the best deal. I just disagree. I would have told McDaniel, well, you should have won those other 4 games we needed. Right now, I think it's better to get a 5th round pick. and I go get the 5th round pick. But that's just me. And I get it. It sends a terrible message to the locker room. It sends a terrible message to your fan base. But if you don't make the playoffs and you don't do anything, and then you lose them at the end of the year, and then people are talking and writing about, well, you release them anyway. Oh, screw you now. No, dude. You kept them. Now you're on for the ride. That's it. Shayna, they bought the tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash. Let's go. Smash that like button, please. And don't forget, the Big Cheese is a proud sponsor of our program. We love Gary and Billy and all the great people out there at the Big Cheese. Holiday party platters is very important right now. Pickup or delivery to your home or office. So if you want to surprise your employees and you want to feed them some good food, man. And anything on the menu can become a party platter. So the lasagna, the baked ziti, the ricotta, the tortellini, the ravioli, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti parmesan, stuffed shells, chicken cutlet parmesan with baked ziti. You name it, man. They've got it out there. Sauteed pasta dishes, fettuccine alfredo, chicken francais, shrimp pasta. They've got all kinds of appetizer platters, from the fried mozzarella sticks, fried shrimp, fried calamari, beer-battered sweet onion rings, which, by the way, those onion rings are absolutely awesome. Salad platters, all kinds of desserts, from chocolate mousse cake, Oreo cookie cheesecake, big cheesecake, strawberry cheesecake, triple chocolate fudge cake, key lime pie, tiramisu, cannolis, you name it. They've got it at the Big Cheese. So the holiday party platters are huge right now, going into Thanksgiving and into the holidays in December and the new year. A lot of businesses order the holiday party platters. So if you want to do it, or if you're having a party at your home, you can also call the Big Cheese, 305-662-6855. Order it. Tell them that Big O sent you. All the dishes are available with meat sauce, tomato sauce, Alfredo sauce, or even pink sauce. The Big Cheese. BigCheeseMiami.com. All right. OBJ has been a waste of a signing. He has. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. Absolute waste. Absolute waste. Trying to buy this Bitcoin dip. Good for you, Randy. Let's see. To be honest, nobody knows why Jay Hill and Poyer are still playing on the field, just like nobody knows why Prick Scott is still Florida senator. Yeah, wow, dude. I don't know how people even vote for Rick Scott. That guy's a thief. But, I mean, all politicians are thieves. Paul is in Connecticut. Need to win big games for once in 25 years. Let's go. Tua playing well. Polka dot pumping for me. Look at you polka dot. Remember that guy was complaining about polka dot, Sean? I tweeted it out this morning. By the way, let me see where Bitcoin's at. 95,371. This is like a free 5%, because it's going to shoot past 100%, 100,000 very quickly. Very quickly. But I had some whiners out there, because they probably may only be in like one or two coins or whatever. And then they all went in all in one. So one guy was sending a text earlier. Oh, what's going on with Polkadot? This, that. So Polkadot now is up 52% for the week, 118% for the month. So hang in there. You just got to have patience. It'll grow, you know. I just hope that those of you did not just invest in one altcoin and you just FOMO'd into one altcoin and you didn't really go into Bitcoin or Ethereum or even Solana to really have a real, base. It's a shame, because I've run into those folks. I bought this one altcoin. Okay, it might hit. And, I love Polkadot. I got a bunch of Polkadot. But I'm just saying that's not my major part of my bag. It's going to be Bitcoin. It's going to be Ethereum. It's going to be Solana. It's not going to be the altcoins. And so sometimes some of you out there, you just FOMO'd into an altcoin, and hopefully you'll hit on that altcoin. But there's a reason why I always tell you, 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, and then the other 30%, 10, 10, and 10, separate into altcoins, because hell of a lot more risky than those others. And now I would tell you 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, 20% Solana, and 10% an altcoin now. That's what I would do. Just so you are headed positively in the right direction, That's for me the way I look at it. Anyway, what else do we have here? Chimp Shock is in. Robert Booz, Joseph, Walter Olivares, Mark Gallagher, buy the dip, go fish. Kyle Cockrell, not at 100K, not yet, but there's a 5% dip right now to 100K. Easy 5% to pick up right now. Big O, you should start a workshop show for Bitcoin beginners on how to get started. I've kind of, well, what do you mean? Like use the websites and show people? I tell you all the time, Devin, it's really easy. If you want to use the crypto.com site or Kraken or Binance or Swan or whatever, go to YouTube and how to use crypto.com, how to use Binance, how to use Kraken, how to send Bitcoin from Kraken to Tangem. That video's there. It's all there. And there are people that do it and they walk you through it and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So just an idea for you guys. Yeah, I could probably go through all that stuff, but it's already there. And they're experienced and they've gone through it all, and I've used it, so you could do the same thing. Why mislead you guys? You know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's the best way. And on YouTube, they have it step by step. It's really easy. Let's see. Robert doesn't want to trade him. Play Action wants to get rid of Greer. I don't. Stephen Harris. Mark Gallagher, thank you for the love on the super chat. Big O stands for big only. Only guy giving it straight. Thank you, sir. That's very nice of you. I take that as a major compliment. Baseball with Jut says, is it your view on McDaniel could change if they somehow end up winning a playoff game this year? Yes. You know why? If they win a playoff game, then he definitely changed because he coached it the right way. His team responded. So that's for sure. And then you could work on getting the backup quarterback, but you've got to get the backup quarterback. Oh my God, you've got to get the backup quarterback. All right, let's see. What else do you have here? Nico Jones, victory Monday, good, but Dolphins need to be legit team with a winning record, and winning this Thursday will determine whether this is a playoff team or not. Well, whether they have a chance to be a playoff team. Lisa Rose in. Brooklyn Rob says, like stocks with crypto, you need to be diversified. Amen. Amen. Kyle says, I built my Bitcoin hedge first, then went 70% Caspa, and have another 30% spread between Bitcoin and 12 other altcoins. Jesus, you went big on Caspa. Nyborg says, hard for me to click that like button just now. There were 69 likes. LOL. Come on, man. There's 80 now. Let's go. And there's only 80, and there's 189. There's like 100 of you that don't like us. Or me. It's impossible not to like Sean. Or me. There's like 100 of you that literally are watching and you don't like me. And that's why you're not hitting the like button. Right? Like you're watching the show. We're trying to entertain, trying to inform. We take in your questions, all that, and we can't get a like. It's kind of cruel, isn't it? Anyway, what do you think Jasmine can hit in this run? I think it's ready to go. It's hard, man, but I'm expecting or hoping for getting past a quarter. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for. Would be nice to get past a quarter, but if it makes it to, I say 12, 15 cents, that would be amazing. Would be phenomenal. Okay. Especially for those of us, since I've been talking about it since it was a third of a penny. So you could do the math if it goes there. So it would be nice. But I'm looking like that. Yeah. So I tried to take out my full 401k, but I can't unless I leave my job or when I turn 59 and a half years old. Are you hiring, Big O? You know what, Frankie? You know what you should do, my brother? You should call Welton Rayom. You should have a professional look at that. Maybe legally there's something you can do to get your money. That's your money, dude. If you want to close your 401k, that's what I did. I closed my 401k, made it Bitcoin and Ethereum. Best thing I ever did years ago. I'm not sure why. Find out from a legal expert first and foremost that you can't get out of it. Okay, if you don't want to call Welton Rayom, call somebody else, whatever, but I would have a professional look at that because that's horse shit. That's your money, dude. See, these are things that banks and all this other shit, they control you, dude. And this is what we're trying to distance ourselves with decentralized financing. This is why when I played that video of Cynthia Lummis, how she's thought we want to protect people's rights to own their Bitcoin and have, their custodial wallets and all that. This is a great example right there. Frankie, it's his 401k and he can't take it out in full until, he quits his job or something. That's horseshit, dude. So I would have a professional look at that, Frankie. They know loopholes that you and I would never figure out. And maybe there's one that it's obvious and we just don't see something like that. Maybe there's a law in Florida that doesn't allow them to do that. So have a professional look at it. That's what I would do because I am not a professional. Big O, it's not your fault. People can't handle facts, truth, and reality. Yeah, well, that's kind of tough. Let's see, but you are correct, sir. I think Skyler is scared stiff and may want to. Skyler's got the yips, dude. He's cooked. Let's see what else. Beckham had 3 drops. Yeah, Beckham is useless, bro. He needs to be cut. Why Washington is not playing in front of him? It's actually a disservice to Washington at this point. So you're saying Greer has built an average to mediocre team? No, not really. If it's supposed to be 8-2 with a real coach, no, it's I don't know. Greg, is 8-2 mediocre or average? Not sure. Because of McDaniel, you don't have 4 wins. If you had a real coach, you had more than enough talent to win those 4 games. And I'm also including Buffalo in that one. A real coach. So I'm not sure what you're watching, but I'm watching a coach that effed up 4 games. I'm blaming it all on McDaniel. That's the reason why you're where you're at right now. That's the reason why in the middle of a playoff game against the Bills 2 years ago, he had no idea what down it was. You could have won that game too. And last year, there were a couple games you should have won, but Mike McDaniel's a bad coach. So, I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure what you're watching, but I'm watching a bad coach that is screwing up a team. And I don't change my mind because they've beaten 3 crappy teams. So you and I are going to disagree on that one. But this team is supposed to be 8-2 right now. Or what is it? No, they're 5-6 right now. So they're supposed to be 9-2 right now. 9-2. So if 9-2 is mediocre in your eyes, well then, I can't help you, dude. I can't help you. But Mike McDaniel's the guy holding this team back in a big time way. It's disgusting the way he's holding him back. Hialeah Park. Remember, you can get a $100 no regret first bet. You've got action tonight. You got Monday Night Football. You've got the Panthers back in action tonight. And you use that QR code right there. You make a bet. You'll get a $100 no regret first bet so you can enjoy the rest of the week. So go to the Hialeah website. And, excuse me, if you have a Hard Rock account, don't use the same phone number or email. Use a different one. All right? So there you go. Use it, baby. Get the $100 no regret first bet. And at the end of the month, they're giving away a beautiful Mercedes-Benz. All you got to do is go and play the slots. And every time you play a slot machine, you will get an entry. You got to be live in person at the end of the month for the drawing. And that's the best thing because not everybody goes. So you really have a good shot at winning the car. So check it out, HialeahParkCasino.com. Anyway, struggling with my voice a little bit here. What do we have here? Big O, how about Chop? He's coming on looking good for next year if the other guys come back. Yeah. We talked about it yesterday. Best thing for Chop and the most impressive thing is he's doing it with nobody on the other side. That's enormous. So it's cool to watch him grow like that because normally you're a young guy, they're developing you and you're coming off and there's an established veteran on the other side. And that's the guy that's getting the double teams. You're the rookie and you're the guy fighting through double teams and breaking the double teams. That's impressive. Big time. So, yeah, it's I would say Chop has more than turned the corner and proven that he's going to be a successful pick because at this point, they're doubling him. So he's doing the work to free up Calais and Zach Sealer and anybody else that's playing because nobody else is facing the double teams. That's impressive. That's mighty impressive that the youngster is already facing the double teams. Anyway, what else? This is a fan base that will spit in several ways. Some say Tua sucks. Others say Greer sucks. Some say McDaniel sucks. And some will say all suck. But nobody's going to say they're all great. We get rid of one bottle, we got another. ready to go. Always locked and loaded. Let's get to our 3 graphic sports calendar. And the great Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443 for custom printing and embroidery. Dolphins defeat the Patriots 34-14, improve to 5-6. They will take on the Packers on Thursday. And Dolphins, by the way, the underdogs here. Green Bay favored by 3.5 at home. The over and under is 47.5. Dolphins plus 145 on the money line. Green Bay minus 175. The Heat last night in overtime defeated the Mavs 123-118. Butler with 33 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks. Bam added 19 points. Tyler added 18 points. Pele Larson off the bench with 14. Tuesday, they take on Milwaukee, 7:30 tip. Tonight, Ravens and Chargers. Ravens favored by 2.5. Over and under is 50.5. Ravens minus 148. Chargers plus 124. Saturday, Canes, after their 42-14 win against Wake, they will take on Syracuse at 3:30. Huge game. They win this, they put themselves in the ACC championship game. Won't be easy. Syracuse is 8-3. And if you've watched the Cuse, this is going to be a really tough game for Miami to win. But if they do it, it'll be sweet, dude. 3:30 kickoff there. Let's see what else. Fort Lauderdale United, unfortunately, lost to the DC Power on Saturday, 1-0. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Let's see, what do we got? I want to see if this dip continues. Oh, it turned up now a little bit. Okay. Ho Yoon, thank you, sir. You are amazing. Thank you, Ho Yoon, as always, man. Appreciate you. Very nice. Thank you, sir. What else? Cash App or Venmo, like Ho Yoon did. That's Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can even make a Bitcoin donation. So thank you all. All right. Let's see. For me, it's McDaniel not being a good head coach. Tua can't stay healthy because he's stubbornness, yes, to protect himself. Has Greer been perfect? No, but I don't want to see him go. I think he's done enough. More than enough. I just think they got to do better at their coaching. That's all. I just think if we had a different coach, we'd have a different season right now. We'd be on cloud 9 right now. 9-2. Are you kidding me? You know? You need to have patience with rookies. Jumping from NCAA to NFL is extremely difficult. I know, but Nico, dude, I'm sure you have friends too that are Dolphin fans. I have friends too that like, oh, Chop's a bust. I'm like, I got into an argument with a close friend of mine, like about a month ago. Oh, Chop's a bust. And I'm like, bro, stop being an idiot. Oh, why am I an idiot? Because you're calling the kid a bust, and he's a kid. He's got nobody else on that other side. He's on his own. You got to give him time. Everybody knew he was green, that he didn't have moves. And a lot of pass rushers, when they get here, they don't know how to use their hands. They don't have any extra moves. They beat people at the college and high school level on pure athleticism. There's no real technique. And then when you get here, you all of a sudden learn that the dude that you got to get past is bigger, stronger, faster than anybody you faced. And I'm talking about the worst player you're facing in the NFL is bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody you faced in college. And you're like, holy shit. And then they're grown-ass men, and they have technique, and they've learned, and they've seen the rudimentary, the remedial pass rush that you bring from college. By the way, Jason Taylor had remedial pass rush when he got out of college too. And he had to build up his body and learn. Whereas Chop actually has more natural strength already coming to college than Jason did. But he had no pass rush moves. So he's in the middle of a season learning pass rush moves against experienced linemen. It's not easy, man. I tried to explain it to my buddy and all that. And, I've sent him some texts here the last week and a half. Like, you see, you got to give him time. I used to love Omar to death because I know it's always when I talk about this, it's because I got I ended up being right, But I remember he did it a couple times to me. He has a tendency of quitting on young people quickly. He did it to Jay Ajayi. Jay Ajayi had an injury rookie year where he had a rib injury and something else. Didn't play much, but played right at the end and looked good. And I liked him coming out of college. And I warned everybody that he was like a one contract guy because of the knee. Because it reminded me a lot of a Clemson outside rusher now. I'm forgetting his name. I don't know why I want to say it's Bowers or something like that. But anyway, so damn it, what was I saying now? Who was I talking about now? If Sean was paying attention. Who was I talking about now? Oh, with Chop. So with Chop, right, I was telling my buddy, right, exactly, telling my buddy, you've got to be patient. You've got to give him time to grow in all of this, just like Jason, just like a lot of these guys. And now Chop is getting the opportunity to kind of show his wares, but he's doing it in the middle of the season where he doesn't have a guy opposite of him. If he had Phillips or Chubb opposite of him, they would be getting the double teams and he would be getting the single. And you know what you guys would be saying? Oh, well, he's getting single coverage. He's getting lucky. Now he's showing you his wares with double coverage. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And the Jay Ajayi thing, Omar gave up on Ajayi, and I said to Omar, you can't give up on the kid. He looked good. You got to give him some time. And the next year he had 1,100 yards. Too many people have a tendency of giving up on young people so early that it just doesn't make any sense. Now, if you don't think he can play from the get-go, then that's a whole different ballgame. But make that claim before they even take the field. Make it in the draft. That's the kind of stuff that you do, because that way you have kind of put yourself out there, like I did with Tannehill. When they drafted Tannehill, I said, yeah, that's not the guy you take in the first round. He's a project. And I stuck with that, and exactly what it was. You don't take a guy like Tannehill, number 8 overall, I think it was in the draft. That's what you do. When Vontae Davis got drafted, I said, yeah, he can play, but he's immature. Go out on a limb before it happens. But once they're there in the league, you got to give them some time. And if you didn't have any insight earlier, then, which at that point, nobody had any insight on Jay Ajayi. But it looked like he had talent. You just got to, be patient and see if they can figure it out. And especially when they have injuries, you just sometimes that's going to get in the way of development sometimes with some guys. So what Chop is doing is absolutely beautiful. And if he ends up with a couple of more sacks and ends up with 6-7 sacks in the year, that's going to be a hell of a rookie season for him. It's really cool to see what he's doing. Let's see. Dunn is a good comparison, although I think Achane is more one cut and go, whereas Dunn likes to dance a lot. Yeah, no, those are two different runners. If you're talking about Warwick Dunn and HN, somebody else brought that up yesterday. I guess that's a conversation you guys are in. Chop is just a rookie. He needs 3 years to develop, but he will be really impressive if he can do it against a dominant offensive line. In these blind-ass fans' heads, Patrick Paul had a penalty yesterday, so Paul is a bust. Yes. Other fans are just miserable miscreants. Arizona Fanatic, good morning, sir. I also gave up on bum Noah. Noah's a good kid, monogamy. It's just it's the instincts. That was his problem. He didn't have the natural instincts of a corner. So it was either going to be a long development or just struggle after struggle after struggle because the instincts never took over. And that sucks. You just can't. Sometimes there are rare cases that the player develops the instincts and becomes the guy you wanted him to become. But more often than not, these project athletes rarely develop the instincts for you to get there. That's the sad part. Let's see. I hope Chop breaks a sack record as a rookie. What is the rookie sack record? Do we know that? I have no idea. You know, that's an interesting point you bring up. I don't know what it is. I have no idea what the rookie sack record is for the Miami Dolphins. That's I don't know. I don't even know if it's within reach because it might be a pretty impressive number. Maybe it's like 9 or 10 or 11 or something. That would be hard for him to get there. I'm hoping 6 or 7, and that would be a really good start for his career, considering how green he is and nobody opposite of him. I think that would be really, really cool for Chop Robinson. Josh says he thinks it's 8.5. Sea Devil has 14.5. You guys are all over the place. I Sea Devil, I'm going to say there's no way the rookie sack record for the Dolphins is 14.5 sacks. No way. Maybe you're thinking NFL rookie sack record. I can see that, but Miami Dolphins, I don't remember a rookie having 14.5 sacks. Yes, sir.
8.5.
Oh, it is 8.5? Okay. Yeah. That's why I always say respectfully to most of you out there, when you put out information, for most of you, like the Sea Devil, I won't believe a goddamn thing because most of you are lazy. You don't really look it up. You don't really know. You just throw things out there or you repeat some stupid shit you saw on Facebook. So more often than not, I'm rarely going to believe most of you. Like if I get to know you, then you might cross that threshold like, okay, I trust this person. He's responsible. Josh is one of those people, actually, because I do know him. So he's responsible. But, you know, guys like the Sea Devil, yeah, that's kind of very typical of the people I've dealt with for 34 years.
Yes, sir. With the NFL record, the NFL record is 14.5 by Javon.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I figured that the NFL one could be 14.5, not the Dolphin one. That one I would figure that that's the case. So yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Anyway, so Tua's playing pretty good football lately, and the question is why? Why is Tua playing some great football right now? He's played great football in the past, right? But his football lately has been clean. Very few turnovers, a lot of touchdowns in the process. The completion percentage is well into the 70s, which, as I don't have to tell you guys out there, 70s is, you know, that's impressive. That's when, you know, your player is playing at such an elite level that it just gets crazy. Yesterday, let's go over it, okay? Against New England, 317 yards, 72% completion percentage, 72.5. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Last week, 298 yards, 77.8% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The week before against the Rams, 207 yards, 71.4% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Against Buffalo, 89.3% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 231 yards, 25 of 28. Okay? And then the Rams game before that, he was 73.7%, 1 touchdown, no interception. So clearly he's killing it. And in his last 5 games, he's got, let's see, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. Now, he would throw more interceptions the last couple of years. Why? It's not like the record was better or anything. No, this is a pretty good record right now. You're winning a hell of a lot more than you're losing. So the winning percentage is very high at the moment. Now you're playing a lot of bad teams. But why are you playing so clean? Is it, Tua, I love how people are spinning. Oh, Tua's playing his best football. This is his best work, and like he's matured or some shit. No, dude. It's the guy on the sidelines. The guy on the sidelines is not calling for 40 and 50-yard bombs all the time. So high-risk plays, what do you think ends up happening? Do you think you're going to complete a 7-yard slant at the same percentage that you're going to try to complete a 35-yard bomb? No. You think you're going to split the safeties 40 yards downfield more than a 5-yard flat? No. And all over the league, go look at it. They all play, right in front in a box, like we used to say about Ryan Tannehill. They do that a lot. It's not like anybody is constantly airing it out downfield and all that. Mahomes is playing in a box constantly. They go deep when they can. Of course, they all do. Miami will too. But it's not that Tua has elevated his game or he's more mature now than he's ever been. And this, no, dude, no. You're running the football, even though not successfully lately. And you're using the tight end. These are elements that did not exist the first 2 years. So you were playing a high-stakes, big gamble type offense. And it would pay off a lot of times, and it would also get you turnovers too at the same time because it's so much harder to play like that. Notice it's not like the rest of the league is doing it. It's not like you're on the highway doing 65 and everybody's zooming past you at 75, 80. No, that's not what's going on. No, everybody's doing the same thing you are right now. And you've come back to the pack now. So now the Warren Sharp graph doesn't look like when he has the Dolphins way out in the corner because they're taking more risks than everybody else the first 2 years. Now they're back to the pack. And then that's why Tua's an exceptional passer. So the guys you've had here for 25 years post-Marino, they didn't have the ability to be precise consistently. He does. He's a machine. He's an accurate, he's like a ball machine, dude. It's just going to go right where you got it programmed. Bam, 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 bam. It's going to go exactly where it's supposed to go. So you can play this kind of offense with Tua, and he has no problem excelling in it. But the reason he's excelling, it's because the head coach is finally calling a responsible football game. So it really has nothing to do. Tua is going to do what you ask him to do. So if you want to play risky football, he'll do it. If you want to play smart football, he'll do it. And if you want to do crazy football, well, we've watched him unfortunately do that too. Because he'll do anything to win a game. And if he has to sell his body out, shit, he does it. God, I hate it. I hate it. I can't stand it. It literally bothers me that he puts his body at risk. Drives me crazy. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O. Do you know if they run the table and win a playoff game, do you think Tua's MVP talk again? No, I don't think so. No, because remember, once you get into the playoffs, the MVP talk is out. So it's just a regular season. I think because of all the games he's missed, I don't believe so. No. He is definitely our MVP. Jesus Christ. This team is dog shit without Tua. Absolute dog shit. Tua reminds me of my mother when she tells me when I was a kid, boy, you're hard-headed. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Especially in these cold weather, windy games, got to be able to pound the rock, ball control. Yep, exactly. Let's see what else. Tua haters are highly upset and agitated that Miami is winning against teams that are at their level. Should the Dolphins lay down and let those weak teams win so they can be right? Well, win Thursday. Those are the games you got to start winning. The games you just won the last 3 weeks, those are games that you normally have been winning for years. On average, you win those games. You rarely lose those games. The ones you lose all the time are the ones that are good teams. Those are the ones you rarely ever win for 30 years. Start winning those. That's what needs to happen. You know? Again, you can't give Tua credit and not McDaniel unless Tua was calling audibles out there. I'm giving McDaniel the credit for calling a responsible offense. Tua will succeed either way. He succeeds in this offense. He was in the MVP talk in the last offense. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's that he's wins a championship with the Alabama. Flo can't win with the other quarterbacks. Yeah, he can only win with Tua. He only had a winning record with Tua, not with the other quarterbacks. Tua is never the problem. The problem is the people around Tua that mismanage the situation. And what you're watching the last couple of weeks is a guy that finally is managing a game the responsible way and assisting his quarterback and helping him be better. Because when you eliminate the tight end from the offense the first 2 years, you're not making your quarterback better. When you eliminate the running game from the offense, you're not making your quarterback better. When you're not throwing the ball to your running backs coming out of the backfield enough, you're not making your quarterback better. So these are elements that weren't in it. And that's why I have to give McDaniel, who I'm not a fan of, credit that this is the reason why. Some people will say, oh, it's Tua's mature. No, bro. Tua's a baller. Either way, I don't give a shit what you tell me. It's you got to do the job as a coach to compliment your players the right way. For the first time, Mike McDaniel is complimenting Tua the way he's supposed to compliment him. That's what's going on here. Even on this channel, there's a tendency to get high on a few wins. We got to see if this team can really sustain this kind of production. Exactly. And Thursday will be a start of that. Right? Because if you win Thursday, you can complete it with wins against Houston and San Fran. And then we can say at the end of the year, oh, yeah, dude, they beat the shitty teams, but then they beat the 3 teams that they needed to beat to really send the message that they're ready for the playoffs. Because you and I will feel a lot better if they go 3-0 against Green Bay, San Fran, and Houston. Then we know, oh, shit, they're serious. Okay. They're here. They're sitting there with 11 wins. They beat those 3 teams down the stretch. They're running the ball. They're throwing to the tight ends. You know, all of these things. All of these things, as Neil Rogers would say. Lost a bunch of you on that one. Oh, man. So Thanksgiving Day, we get Bears, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, Dolphins, Packers. There's only one good game on the whole thing. Bears are going to get killed. The Giants and the Cowboys, who wants to watch that shit? Wow. Our Dolphins are the saving grace of Thanksgiving. If they play well, you know, Green Bay's already had a good season, so they're going to play well. But if the Dolphins can do it, it will be the only entertaining game in the entire day. The game that everybody has to try to fight to stay awake. It's funny. I agree, Big O. You got to win those big games, but sure feels good to have a few dubs. I'm hearing the same talk from the locker room heading into big games. I hope action matches words. Let's see. We shall see. We shall see what we shall see. The Dolphins on primetime make me way too nervous. It's been like that for years, brother. 30 years. 30 years we suck on primetime. Once we lost Shula, we sucked at primetime. Once we lost Shula, we stopped winning playoff games. Once we lost Shula, we never made a deep playoff run ever again. So, it's 30 years, man. 30 years. 30 years that people destroyed everything that Don Shula built up. What can we do? It's not your fault. It's not my fault. You know? It's not even Alarmo's fault. And you can call Sloman's Home Shield, of course, if you want to get the protection. They've been protecting Americans for 100 years. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And right now, they know the importance of feeling secure at your home. Sean Stanley has it. So do I. It's awesome. Sean doesn't have cameras inside the house. I do. I have cameras outside and inside because I have 4 dogs. We have to patrol that. We have to have cameras to know what's going on with the dogs. And so that's what you love about your Sloman's Home Shield. You got cameras outside, inside. The one at the doorbell camera, anybody comes, you get the warning. Anybody who's walking around your yard, you get the warning to your cell phone, whatever. Dogs are getting crazy in the house, you get the warning on your cell phone with the movement. It's a beautiful thing, Sloman's Home Shield, and that way you feel secure. You know what I'm saying? Please call them right now because with the professional installation, and if you use their low-cost central station monitoring, you're going to get a free system, which includes the panel, the keyboard, up to 10 door contacts, window decal, lawn sign, professional installation, lifetime service, communication device, and backup battery. We're in like 14 states. Please call them 1-800-ALARM-ME. Could be in your state. Tell them that Big O sent you. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Satoshi ETH says, if they can win on the road on Monday night against the Rams, why not? Well, Packers are a little better right now. So let's see if they can beat the Packers. That would be good. This is actually the best team they're going to play on their schedule right now. Packers are playing better than Houston. Houston's on a downward spiral. And then San Fran's completely injury riddled. So, yeah, this is the best team that you're playing for the rest of your roster, so might as well take advantage of it. If you can win this game, man, this would be absolutely enormous. Packers are 8-3 right now, 4-2 at home, by the way. Okay, so Packers have won 6 of 7. They started out 2-2, and since then they've won 6 of 7. Their loss is to Detroit. So they beat Houston, which is a good team. They just beat San Fran, but San Fran is not a good team right now. You know, that's they didn't even have. I don't think they had Brandon Allen, I think, at quarterback yesterday. Yeah, you're hard to, I know Shanahan's a good coach, but Jesus Christ. Let's see. One can easily tell who the haters are because they can't stop commenting how miserable they are about the Dolphins winning. How can you be miserable about the Dolphins? That doesn't make any. Well, I don't know, bro. That's I can't do that either. That's not in my DNA. I'm not going to be miserable about the winning. I'm going to be realistic about it. I'm going to say, okay, I need you to beat Green Bay now. Okay, you beat the shitty teams. Thank God you beat the shitty teams because, then it really would be bad. But this is the game I need you to start winning. This game here. This is the game that puts me in a much better, place where I can say, okay, we're headed in the right direction. Let me do some music here since we always like doing a little music news, and all kinds of other stuff. Where are we at here? Here we go. Let's go with musicians. First of all, born on this date. Rodney Shepherd, guitarist for Sugar Ray, born in 1967. Stacy Lattisaw. Did you find love on a one-way street is the question. Born in 1966. I didn't know that Stacy Lattisaw was born on my date in 1966. All right. She's cool. Let's see who else. Screaming Trees. Singer-songwriter Mark Lanigan, 1964. Amy Grant, singer, born in the state in 1960. Let's see who else. Percy Sledge, soul singer. Nice. When a man loves a woman. He doesn't sing like that to her at all. Percy Sledge, born in 1940 on this date. We lost him in 2015. The legend that is Percy. All right, let's go with other famous folk celebrating birthdays today. Kevin Chamberlain, TV actor, is 61. Happy birthday to him. Bruno Tonelli, reality star. I know because he's one of the trip judge that's in Dancing with the Stars, because he's always got colorful things to say. He is a colorful character. Let's see who else is celebrating a birthday today. Christina Applegate. She is 53. The late John F. Kennedy, born in 1960, lost him in 99. Way too young. Let's see who else. Kenny Payne, basketball coach, 58. Former basketball player too, right? Let's see. Joey Chestnut is 41. Have a hot dog. Jenna Bush Hager is 43. Journalist. Billy Burke, movie actor, 58. Jolton Joe DiMaggio, born in this state in 1914. We lost him in 99. And those are the famous folk born on this date. Sean Stanley, do you have any wrestlers born on November 25th? I don't hear anything. I don't hear a damn thing. Not a damn thing.
If I actually bring me into the screen, you'll probably.
That would be good. That would help.
If we only had a producer that could figure this stuff out.
Let's find one.
Adrian Quest turns 29 today. Johnny Valiant was born on this date in 1946. We lost him in 2018. And Connor the Crusher Mikulik, who is a WWE super fan who had brain cancer. He passed away in 2014. He was born on this date as well. And they made the Connor's Cure. If you're a WWE fan, you hear it all the time. He was a super fan of now Bryan Danielson. And so those are your birthdays for today.
All right.
Thank you. 2024.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Bitcoin bounced back, hit 95, and now it's at 96.4. $1,400, just like that. It kind of looked like it was like one of those shock drops. By the way, Michael Saylor just bought $5.4 billion of Bitcoin today. Oh, God. He bought 55,000 Bitcoin. I just want to get to 25% of a Bitcoin. This dude just bought 55,000 Bitcoins. And if you haven't figured out that the rich and most powerful people are loading up on this and you haven't, oh my God. It's crazy. $55,000. Wow. That's impressive, man. That's impressive. Thursday will define the Dolphins. Man, it starts to define them. Not yet. You got to complete it, dude. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Thursday is a nice stepping stone. No definition, no narratives, no nothing. If you beat Green Bay and then you lose half the games that are left, it doesn't mean shit. These three games don't mean anything if you don't win them, right? Well, the Green Bay game, you lose, the 3 games that you just won don't mean anything. And if you beat Green Bay and then the next week you lose, everything you did means absolutely nothing. So really, the Green Bay game is just another piece to it. The Dolphins have done this to themselves for 30 years. They dig themselves in a hole. They try to dig themselves out of a hole. They barely miss the playoffs. They barely make the playoffs. There's nothing new going on right now. There's nothing to see here. You know, the Kevin Bacon line in Animal House, nothing to see here, nothing going on. That's it, you know. Officer Drubbin or whatever from Police Story. Nothing's going on here. Move on, all that. And there's, fire and destruction behind him and all that. Yes. Nothing. Nothing to see here. Let's wait till the end of the year. They need to run the table. They literally need to run the table. And then we can talk about it. And then they get to the playoffs and they start to win a game. And then we can start to say, okay, now you're starting to turn that narrative around. Starting. But that's all this is right now. We've seen this movie 100 times over with the Dolphins. This is nothing new right now. What's new is if you start winning big games. What's new is if you get in the playoffs and actually can win a game. That'll be new. What's going on now, nothing's changed. So let's just let's calm down. Okay? Let's calm down. Let's instead of us getting ahead of ourselves like we normally do, like I do, and all of you do, let's wait for them to earn it instead of giving it to them, because that's what we seem to do every time. We seem to give them, the deal that they've arrived. Tristan says, you sold me on Bitcoin. Oh, gotta admit, I bought since May and have basically 3x'd at this point. Can I tell you? And if you bought dips, you continue to make even more money. Like right now, it went to 100. It went to 99, 4, 5, or something like that, 6. And now it went down to 95. That's basically 5% gift, because it's going to go back over 100. It's the same thing. Just like when it went to 67 and when it all the way down to 16, I told everybody, this is your gift of all gifts. Now you get to buy this massive dip because it's going to pass 67 eventually. And guess what? It soared past 67. Soared past 67 to 99. You, sir, are learning the game. And that's why you're well over 3x now. It's beautiful, man. It's really beautiful. But you got to have the balls. You got to have the guts to take the dive. And then once you're in it for a while, that's when you notice the profits are just enormous. But it's up to you all out there. So, Tristan, God bless you. Good for you, man. Like I said, the most satisfying thing I have ever done in my life is this. Turning people on to Bitcoin and seeing how it's made a difference and how it's going to make a difference in their lives. So every time somebody walks up to me and tells me about it, that's what makes me happier. Like I told you, on the sports side, I don't really know how much it's really appreciated what I've done. I don't know if anybody really cares or whatever. I think there's a few out there, but this one I can tell that it really affects people because it's their money, and those that have really heeded my advice, not that I'm some smart guy or anything, but I got this one right. I got this one right by miles, and it's not even close. And so those of you that have taken the plunge and are enjoying the profits from anything that I've talked about in crypto, more power to you, man. I hope you have the kind of money that you can make great money and set your families up for life and set your kids up, which is, my only goal in life is to set my daughter up. So yeah, so it's awesome. It really is. So every time I hear from a Tristan, it makes me really, really happy. It's really, really cool. Miami has set themselves up to be in contention and haters disgusted. That's it. They are. Vegas said Finns would win 9.5 games, minus 170. I took the over 10.5 at plus 170. I need them to win out and get paid. Keep the streak. Well, last year I won right at the end, and it looks like this year we're gonna win maybe right at the end again. Sergio says, I'm not sure if you mentioned it, but while the team celebrated the win, I saw them staying focused on Thursday's game against Green Bay. Calais Campbell made it clear winning is the priority. Talk is cheap. Get it done on Thursday. So, that's all. Let's go. Start by getting it done on Thursday. Eric Nordstrom says, Big O, you were the inspiration behind me pulling out my 403B, and I'm up 20,000 in 3 weeks. God bless you. Is that like a 401k or 403B? I have no idea what a 403B is. You threw a complete curveball at me. But whatever it is, now you're making money, and God bless you, bro. You should be making money. And those of you that have pretty good money, if you listen to any of the advice we have given you, you're making a lot of money. A lot of money. God bless you. Tristan says, the money's cool and all, but I need a Finn Super Bowl in my lifetime. Yeah, but Tristan, Now we have the money to go buy the tickets for the Super Bowl. Come on, man. That's how you gotta look at life on the bright side here. We've made the proper investments, right? Brooklyn Rob is sitting on his avalanche, big time winnings. And now if the Dolphins make the Super Bowl one year, you, me, and Brooklyn Rob and many others, we made our money in Bitcoin. Now we can buy our tickets to go see our Dolphins in the Super Bowl. That's the bright side. So I would tell you that this is the reason why I just with a small investment in the last dip, I showed people how easily they can make nearly $500. With a $1,200 investment, $500. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So you put in a few bucks, you'll end up several X's over, and you'll have plenty of money sitting there so you can buy your tickets to go see the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. And that's what I'm going to have a little money on the side now. So the day the Dolphins do make the Super Bowl, this year, next year, the year after that, I'll be ready. I'll be going with Ocala Joe and Pat in Asheville and Kyle Cockrell and Brooklyn Rob and Lisa Rose. And, it'll be a big clan of people out there. Ray Martinez, I'm sure we're going to get on board. For sure, Ray will go. Ray has season tickets. We'll get Steve Calabro to go with us. We'll bring the wise guy and everything. We'll have a great night. We'll have our own party and everything. Why? Because Bitcoin. So think about it that way. Invest in Bitcoin now so you can have the money to buy your Dolphin tickets later. That's all. You put a couple $100 right now in a Bitcoin and just let it sit there. It's going to turn into several thousand. And then you just keep it there. And then when the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, you got your money sitting there ready to go. Just an idea. I've told you how you can use Bitcoin to help you out for your insurance for your house, for kids' futures, all kinds of different things. If you're a young couple, I've mentioned, why buy a house? You're a young couple, buy Bitcoin. And then the Bitcoin will grow to the point that you'll be able to buy your own house. Cash. There's lots of ways you can use it. You can use Bitcoin for your future Dolphins tickets. Honey, I'm going to put away $500. I'm going to put it in a Bitcoin. It'll turn into several thousand. Now I have my money for my tickets for the Dolphins whenever they make the Super Bowl. And as the years go on, if it takes them 5-10 years, oh my God, yeah, you'll be able to buy an entire floor in a hotel. Good for you. Let's see. Ocala Joe says, preach, Big O, preach. That's right. That's right. You and Lourdes will be joining us for the Super Bowl. We'll have some fun. Big O, you were very good at what you do. Thank you for the shows. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Dolphin Dave. Thank you for supporting us. And please smash the hell out of the like button. Okay? Very important. Big O, it is so encouraging to see far less penalties and small mistakes by the Finns, especially the O-line, that they used to make far too often. Amen? Amen? Whatever it is, they have, after a week or two, you don't believe it. But now you've done it for a little over a month, and now it starts to become more habitual. So you are correct, sir. And then this will be a great week to test the Dolphins. Big game, short amount of time to prepare. You're on the road, nationally televised. If you go out there and you can maintain your cool and not commit the penalties and not make the mistakes and win this game, oh my God. It just becomes absolutely phenomenal. Okay? So hang in there, folks. It'll all work out. That would be a beautiful thing if it can kind of come together. Let's see. A true Finn fan just wants to see the team succeed. Of course. Rooting against the team makes zero sense. All right, let's give some victory cigars. 1, the Dolphins defeating the Patriots. Light it up, Sean. Last night, the Miami Heat in overtime got it done against the Mavs, 123-118 to get their record to 500 at 7-7. Give the Miami Heat a victory cigar. Good stuff. And we like to hand out an MVP, a Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night to certain players. And yesterday in the Dolphins win against the Patriots, let's give one player the love that they deserve.
Who's last night's MVP? For your complete landscape solutions anywhere in South Florida, there's only one MVP. CuttersEdgePro.com. Here's our CuttersEdgePro.com MVP of the night.
All right, I've been wanting this to see this young man step up. He has been a massive underachiever, and that is Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is a fantastic young man. We all know Jalen Waddle is the guy that you want your daughter to marry because he just looks like a fantastic kid. He really does, but he looks like he's too nice at times. You know, and I know yesterday he talked about how he's always had that confidence and swag and all that stuff. But bottom line is you are not stepping up, my man. And Tyreek has been injured apparently all year. Okay? You need to be the guy. Yesterday, 8 receptions, 144 yards, and a touchdown. You played like the guy. And that's why we've got to give you the Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night. And if Miami is going to run the table, if Miami is going to ever win a playoff game, this is the Waddle they need to see. This Waddle, this Jonnu Smith, this Tua, this game, you got to get better with the running game. We all know that, but they've had their moments with some pretty good games running the ball, you know, overall. But Waddle has got to be the playmaker. If you know, this will actually allow Tyreek to help make more plays for you, because if Waddle and Jonnu are driving people crazy, then you've got to pay less attention to Tyreek, and maybe that can get Tyreek involved. Yesterday, by the way, there was one catch where Tyreek made with his hands, but he had it right here in front of his chest to kind of use for, you know, good, let's say, foundation, so he can kind of hang on to it, but maybe his wrist is getting better. But in the process, Waddle has got to be the guy. He cannot be the guy he's been lately. That guy is not good enough. That's not what you're paying him. That's not why you drafted him. He wasn't playing like a first rounder, and he certainly isn't playing like a franchise receiver. We know he is. We know he has the talent. So he cannot be passive. He cannot have the Bam Adebayo disease. He has to play like a dog, like he played yesterday. So kudos to Jalen Waddle, finally stepping up and playing like a dog. Do it on Thursday night. But Jalen Waddle gets our Cutter's Edge Pro MVP of the night.
The MVP of the night is brought to you by CuttersEdgePro.com. Servicing HOAs, condominiums, townhomes, commercial properties, corporate parks, and malls throughout South Florida. CuttersEdgePro.com. Providing South Florida MVP performance every day of the year.
I like it. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see, who else do we have here? That's weird. Here it is. All right. Andrew Watson, thank you, sir. Appreciate you on the Venmo. Thank you. Big O, we love you, buddy. With the new look, you remind me of a young Tommy Lee mixed with the studliness of a Thunderlips from Rocky. Speaking of chestnut, Finns don't like wieners anymore. Tua using his full arsenal. He is growing. He is. But I think it's more about the coach growing. That's what I like to see, that the coach is actually growing. That's where Miami is really, really taking advantage of Tua's skill sets by playing the kind of offense that complements his game. And then it allows him to play a clean game. When you have a deadly accurate quarterback like Tua, you can get away with these long drives because he has the precision to be like that the entire time. Most quarterbacks can't do that. Skyler could never do that, and Teddy Bridgewater can't do that. None of these guys can do that. They don't have it. None of the guys you've had here in 20, 30 years can do it. Marino could. Chad Pennington could do it to a certain extent. That's it. None of the other guys. No Tannehill, no Fiedler, no Ray Lucas, nothing. No Cleo Lemon, no Jay Cutler. None of these guys can play the way you're playing right now. It takes too much precision constantly, and the focus has to be so pinpoint that it's really, really difficult. People don't understand that. But Tua, for him, this is easy. He makes it look easy. That's why he's great as a passer. And by the way, this is the kind of offense that will allow you to win the games on Thursday. That's what I'm excited about too. If you're going to keep playing this offense and not lose your crap and start getting crazy again, if you're going to play this offense and if you can succeed some on the run, then it really gets scary. Really gets scary. Okay. Joseph says, Big O, you and I are probably the oldest fans here for me since 74. After beating the Vikings 24-7 in the Super Bowl, I was hooked. There's a few of us out there. There's a few old heads out there. But yeah. We must run the ball better, and our D will be thoroughly yested by the excellent O-line and running game. Thoroughly supported, I guess, by the excellent O-line and running game. Well, let's hope so. Fiedler is the last QB to get us a playoff win. Yes, you are correct. You are correct, but I don't know if I'm going to say it was Fiedler. Yeah, Sean.
No, it was tested, I believe, is what he was trying to say. Thoroughly tested.
Okay. Thoroughly tested by the excellent. Oh, yes, exactly. You are correct. Yes. What else do we have? Just checking the market. And by the way, we're having a good day in the market overall. 310 points right now is up the Dow, and the S&P is up almost 17%. NASDAQ is barely up a quarter of a point. Okay. By the way, congratulations to the people at the Fort Lauderdale United. I had a good time with the wife. Jay Gelfin also was there. It was cold as hell, but they've done a nice job with the stadium. It's the old Dolphins training facility in Davie. They've made that the stadium there in Nova. And obviously they're still filling it out, and they've got one scoreboard. They need to add another scoreboard and all that. But really cool stuff. And I was happy to go and support it a little bit because obviously, we're here in South Florida. Let's support our local teams. So I figured we'd go out and give it a shot. Figured I'd go out and check it out. I've been wanting to check it out, and I always love supporting local soccer too, if I can support it. So really nice job by the ladies. I felt terrible for them that it was kind of a fluky goal at the end, and it was in the extra time and everything, and they end up losing the game in the extra time, which was just absolutely terrible. I felt so bad for the ladies, and of course for all the fans that were there, because they sat through a cold night and they kind of deserved it. You know what I'm saying? They deserved to win, and they unfortunately did not get it. All right, we are wrapping it up. We appreciate all of you out there. We thank the great Sean Stanley. We will catch you tomorrow morning, and I think I don't know yet. Voice rise. I'm going to see if I prepare for a crypto brochure. If not, I do one tomorrow, and start it up again. But my voice is breaking up a little bit. But I appreciate all of you out there. Those of you that hit the like button, thank you very much. If you're watching or listening, please hit the like button. If you made a donation, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you visit our amazing sponsors like, Welton Rayom, Toyota of Hollywood, Hialeah Park, EJD Construction, Caneswear, Cutter's Edge Pro, Sloman's, just all our great sponsors, R&M Contractors and Custom Drywall. Call Ray and Mike. They know how to get it done. Great people out there. They'll take care of you. So please call Ray and Mike. Yeah, there's Boca Jaw Surgery also. Great people, great sponsors. Without them, Laser Eye Center of Miami, without them, we are absolutely lost. So appreciate all of you out there. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the